Bahrain Grand Prix will be on the way as the 5 lights go off. Go! Parker's had an even start here, locking in. You see that Shire's made the best out of the trio as he goes into turn 1. Shire, does he take the lead? No, he doesn't. Lackner has not made the greatest of starts. Mendelssohn's already down the back of the field and Quincy's up into 6th place already. He's made a brilliant start here. We'll go for here, Shire. You see, he's got 16. He's very light on fuel. We'll see what Barker is on. Barker defends the position and he stays ahead of his teammate. We see the rest of the field. Look, Quincy's up to P7. It's a horrible start for Mendelssohn, and we've got damage here for Tool, who's got a rear wing damage. Oh my goodness me. Ferreira has damage. And he qualified so once again. Once again, Ferreira will have to go back down the rear end of the field with damage in his car. Azevedo is ahead of his teammate here. In fact, I hear that McLaren have filled both the drivers evenly here, and they're both scheduled to appear the same lap, although obviously one behind will extend. Lackinen down in P4. How has Ishikawa got himself up to 10th? I do not know what happened at the start of this race, because there's so many drivers who are just out of position at this point in time. It's McLaren and then Ferrari. Travis in P5. And Ramirez is right on the back of Benson. He's already trying to make places already. He's gonna put himself up into P8 now. So Ramirez has avoided the chaos. Although Benson is going to be right behind him. Mendelssohn has had an awful start here. And he's unfortunately found himself all the way down the field. I'm not sure exactly where he is at this point in time. Ramirez, will he hold it on the outside? Benson, yes he does. He is gonna fight that one hard. Ishikawa though in 10th place is ridiculous. I don't know how he's done that. We'll take replay of the start of the race after the drivers have done their pit stops in the rear of the field. Ferreira and Tool. He's still in 13th, Holton 14th, Rizal 15th, Niles, Oyama, Rush, and then both Toro Rosso drivers in the rear end of the field. So we're on board here with Oyama, Azevedo in the Ferrari. Behind the two McLaren drivers. So Barker's got a 7/10 gap. He's slowly eking the gap away from his teammate, but not a massive amount of, it seems like. But he's doing the job here at hand at this point in time. Gap has increased to now 8/10. Let's take a replay at the start of this Grand Prix. So Tool, who's started all the way up in P6. All the way up in P6. And unfortunately for him, he has damage. He was hit in the back of Ferrari. We should really be watching Ferrari here. But you can see the top 5 tussling for position. He saw a gap, he tried to go for it. He's alongside his teammate, and then he gets hit. Obviously, he went far too cautious. You see Quincy sending it down the inside. Ramirez around the outside. Benson down the inside. Messy start. Here's Ferreira's start. Mendelssohn's had an awful start. He just went backwards. And Ferreira saw an opportunity and just hit the back of him. Oh dear. Quincy starting P14. He's up to 7. He's made 7 positions off the line. Rosales didn't make. He made an okay start. The same start as head of Holson. But it's Mendelssohn who made the awful start. He stuffed everyone right behind him. And he just sends it down the inside. It's great avoiding here from Quincy. And he's up to 7th, and he could get himself some good points here today. He's got quite a heavy fielder compared to others around him. He's got a heavy fielder compared to others around him. We're gonna go over to Ishikawa starting down in P20. P20 on the grid. It's just probably did exactly the same thing as Quincy. Just sent it down the inside while the others would just bucket down behind. Took advantage of the chaos happening ahead of him. And look at him, it's up into 10th. So here is Jabe making a move on Ishikawa, P10. And I'm watching Mendelssohn, who's obviously made an awful start to this race. Down the straight he goes. Lackinen sets the fastest lap of the race. He's absolutely flying. He's cut that gap down massively, very, very quickly here. And Mendelssohn is going to have to do a recovery for recoveries. He's had an awful start to this Grand Prix. He's like right behind his teammate. They may have to switch positions, definitely. And that start is costly for Lackinen. Because now he has to make 2 overtakes on his teammate and Schreier. Both for position here. And you can see the places made in the start of this Grand Prix. Shikara made 10 places from where he was, but now he's been overtaken. But look at Quincy in P7. You know, his pace is quite good here. But Mendelssohn is going to be the man to watch today. Because this pace of his was much better than this. He should not be in this place right now. He should really be fighting for first place. But now he's in this position. He's going to just make do what he can in this Toyota car. Next up is Jibe. He's going to try and move down the inside here into the last corner. Very risky moves down the inside there. But you can see here Lackinen putting his teammate under pressure. He has to go defensive slightly. Does he get a good enough run? Down into turn 3. Into turn 4. He's not close enough here on his teammate. Travis does not look very fast, unfortunately, because he doesn't seem to be closing in on those top 4 teams. But here's Mendelssohn. Very interesting to see his pace. He's done the 3rd fastest time. So he definitely has pace. And he's got a heavy fuel load. So it's going to be interesting to see, because I don't think it's over yet for Mendelssohn. I think Mendelssohn can still get himself up in the top 5 easily. Podium is where you're pushing it, but it's definitely possible. And you can see Ramirez closing in a bit on Quincy. He's closing in. He's going to try and get P7. It would have Lackinen. Ferrari are in need of a victory, because they're always there and thereabouts. He needs this win. He finished 2nd, he finished 5th place. He's always there. He's always had the pace this season, but he just hasn't shown. Here's Ramirez right on the tail of Quincy, and the Renault driver. Goes down the inside. He's past him here for position. Quincy down the inside of Gervais once again. But again, they were super close to making contact with each other. We look ahead and there's a swap of positions. Lackinen is now up to 3rd place ahead of his teammate. Ramirez now P7. And Mendelssohn still behind the BMW. Gervais just can't get close enough. Constantina effect is quite brutal around here, unfortunately. Seems like there's only 2 overtaken spots, unless one driver has been blocked or held up. And both Toro Rosso drivers right down in the back of the field. Barker obviously leads his Grand Prix. He's slowly increasing his lead. He's not doing it at a quick rate though. And it's not like he's also heavy either. And I have to say, Travers' pace with this fuel load is very, very, very poor. But it seems like most drivers in the field have settled down. And Mendelssohn's still trying to pass Gervais for position. Can he get close enough through here? just closes in on him at the worst part of the track. This is not party where you want to be making overtakes. But this time, he's now right on his tail and well set to make this overtake. Down the straight, that's going to be an easy one. You know how powerful that Toyota engine is. And he should be up into P10. Got to be careful doing that though. But he tucks in nicely. Gervais lets him have the position. Even despite fighting just a little bit to give him something to think about. But he's now up to 10th after this horrible start to this race. And now Ramirez is also free, and he's free to do his pace. He's now up to 7th. Watch for Guevara in this race, and Quincy with the fuel loads they have. They're going to be dangerous. I mean, not Quincy, sorry, Guevara, because his pace is very strong. With the fuel load he has, he's about 4 laps heavier than Travers and the Toyota ahead of him. He's just keeping him in sight, very much in sight. And you can say the same with Lackinen as well. He's very heavy. In fact, the heaviest I've seen compared to everybody else. 5 laps heavier than both McLaren drivers. And he looks set to be able to maybe get past Schreier for 2nd place. But as this race continues on, it seems like the field has fizzled out a little bit and the battles just calmed down. While Feliz is Grand Prix. Ryan Bull did Mendelson, who's right on the tail of that Honda of Benson. He had a hard job getting past Gervais. Looks like he's gonna have a much easier job getting past this Honda. He goes down the straight into the last corner, and he's gonna be up to 9th. So he's recovering very, very nicely. Is the Dutch driver. Next one, Mendelssohn's hit list is Quincy. And he's gonna knock the spiker driver out of the points. Very quick on the straight is Mendelssohn. Obviously, he tries to dump there. That's not an overtaking place. Quincy covered that one well. He will have an opportunity, obviously, into his favorite corner where he likes to make these overtakes. Because he's made three on three, but he's made most of his overtakes here. Going down the straight into the last corner, and it's going to be a carbon copy. That's what he did with Benson and Ishikawa. But meanwhile, Schreier is under pressure from Lackinen in the Ferrari. He goes the fences into turn 1, but Lackinen is looking ever the more menacing as the finish driver, the flying Finn. And it seems like we have to stay behind him for another lap. You got an interesting race shaping up here today. And yeah, we'll see what how likely he's gonna get past the McLaren driver. Mendelssohn does a 36.5, the fastest lap of the race. That is very, very quick from Mendelssohn. He's showing the pace. So a podium is definitely on the cards. A win, though, now that's too much, I think. Well, we'll see. He's showing extremely good pace here. He set the fastest lap of the race, and the tyres are probably well past their best, and he's doing pace like this, 36.5s. This is very strong pace from Lackett. We'll see what he could do. He needs to make his way past Ramirez and co. Lackinen is still stuck behind Schreier, who's upped his pace. Oh no, Benson's out of the race. He's got a puncher, and lap 11 spells our first retirement of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Shouldn't be too much of a hustle to get rid of that car. He's well off the racetrack, but Honda's day goes from bad to worse. Unfortunately for them, it's going to be basically both cars in the back of the field and one not even running. Someone says the fastest lap of the race. I think Mendelssohn sets a 36.4 now. He's absolutely flying and looking more menacing here as Benson is still rolling. I'm not sure where he's off to. It's Tool and Ferreira pass him. But back to what I was saying of Mendelssohn, he is putting himself back into play. And Lackey, I think, is aware of this now. And it seems like this is the closest he's been to Shio all race long. Let's see what he could do as he gets closer to the McLaren driver. think this is gonna be like his best opportunity yet, but he's not close enough. It's not on the slipstream. He's definitely got more top speed than that McLaren, but he's just not close enough to get in the slipstream of that car. And there's Mendelssohn closing in. He's closing in on Ramirez, who's going to pit relatively early compared to the rest of the guys around him. So we'll see how this plays out. Travis is not showing good race pace, unfortunately, compared to his teammate anyways. So we'll see what happens. But I see like Mendelssohn, if only he had a good start, he would definitely be able to play a part in this Grand Prix and race win. But we'll see. As I said, it's never over till it's over. I must say Ishikawa was in an exceptional job in P11. I mean, look at him. He's holding his own here. And most of these guys in the midfield. I said again, Holton's having a horrible season. His teammates always in the top 10. But he's never there. He's never around to take the points when there's opportunities, and it's just so disappointing from him. Especially considering the fact that, he had the brilliant year, he beat his teammates on points last year. And he just doesn't seem to be on the pace. He's always near the back of the field. As we end lap 13, Barker leads this Grand Prix. The top four are still in the same picture. It's so close. So close. So Barker's going to pit at the end of this lap. Schreier will pit at the end of the next lap. Mendelssohn doesn't really have to pass Ramirez here, as Ramirez will pit this at the end of this lap. So he's going to be free to attack Vera, who, in my opinion, is probably the driver who he needs to pass to be ahead of track. Now, race is going to pit in, and it doesn't seem like McLaren have the best pace today, unfortunately. I thought it would be much quicker than this. As Castile and Holton having a battle of their own. He's gonna put the end of lap 16. I wonder how heavy they'll put him. And I think this is gonna put Barker at a massive risk of getting himself overcut by Schreier and by both Ferraris. So I think this is where we say goodbye to Barker in this Grand Prix. Unless his pace, he finds himself in no traffic and he gets himself a clean stop. There he goes into the pit lane. And there's Ramirez right behind him. How much fuel? That's a lot of fuel. And he gets held up by Ramirez. It's not a good start. He just needs to come out ahead of this massive train of cars. Which I don't think he will. No, he's not. He's going to come up behind these guys. P12. Oh, he's going to send it down the inside of Rosales, though. Rosales holds it around the outsides. Barker's race is absolutely ruined. And unfortunately, this strategy is just not worked out at all for the McLaren driver. I mean, this is basically just sums up his season here. And he's going to be stuck behind these guys. This is horrendous for Barker's race. Our race leader. Schreier will pit in this lap. He'll be with the traffic, I assume, as well. Oh, I'm going to assume because unless the team feel him very lightly. He comes across into the last corner. And he's going to the pit lane. He's going to release Lackinen. And if McLaren were going to do this strategy, I bet they were assuming their pace was going to be much better than this. And there's Schreier into this pit box. Same amount of fuel as his teammate. They're doing exactly the same strategy. It's a little bit lighter for Azevedo. Slightly slower than his teammate. And let's see where he comes out. Yeah, he's going to come up behind these guys. But he's going to come out ahead of his teammate though. As was Azevedo, and Barker's hit the back of Rosales. Barker's got damage, and oh my goodness me, his season is honestly been a season of hell. He's got hit from the back of Niles. Schreier, oh my goodness me, I thought he was going to get hit. Barker's got damage, and he's absolutely furious. I could absolutely tell. He's hit the back of Rosales. That's very poor from Barker. He's going to take a penalty for this. 100% take a penalty for this. That was poor. And you can tell there was frustration. Absolute frustration. And it's going to be the second time he takes pole position. And once again, he's going to be involved in another incident. What is going on with Barker this season? He was absolutely faultless as Travis hits the back of him. Absolutely faultless last year. And now this season, he's literally just accident prone. Let's see what happened here. So, we onboarded Barker. He's stuck behind Rosales. He tried to move in the previous corner. He tries to send it down the inside, just misjudges it. He sees the Ferrari's ahead of him and he just goes hell for leather. And unfortunately, Barker is going to go 3 races. Because there's no way he's going to score points from this point on. And Rosales has no rear wing. And their race is ruined now. Gervais was literally about to pass Quincy there. So these guys are in traffic right now and they're going to be held up, unfortunately. They're boarded as a V2. Schreier has an electrical problem. McLaren's they go from bad to even worse. Not only, Barker's race is now whacked out 100% now. He's going to be in a double stack. But now Schreier has had to make an extra after pitting in. They're changing his front wing. Why are they changing his front wing? He has an electrical problem. What is going on? And Barker's in the pit lane and the team aren't going to be ready for him now. What an absolute disaster for McLaren. Absolute disaster. Barker, Schreier is now down in P14. I don't know what to say about Barker's race at this point, man. He's had to make obviously 2 stops. He's been held up in the pit box. And he's almost a lap down. The race leader. Just a few laps ago. Schreier has an issue. I don't know what's happened here. Meanwhile, Azevedo gonna try and move down the inside of Castillo, and he's got the move done. Great job from the Ferrari driver. He still tries it down the inside, but he's not close enough. Meanwhile, Mendelssohn is still right behind Guevara. He's trying everything here to get past that Williams driver. And the day that was looking bad a few laps ago for Mendelssohn is now starting to look a little bit more bright for him. Holton passes Ishikawa for position here. And T. Ramirez is right on the tail here of Traverse. And there is Schreier. Now Schreier's race is not over just yet, but this is well, this has basically destroyed any chance of him getting a good result today, points wise. I think he still get a point or two. Maybe. He avoided Mendelssohn. P2 is trying to get past the Williams. Okay, so he sets himself nicely down into turn one here. Guevara goes defensive. As long as he gets a good enough exit out of the last corner. There we go. Oh, no, he hasn't. He's messed it up. He's absolutely messed it up there. He had him. He'll have to stay behind him for another lap. And there's Ishikawa in P6. He's doing a brilliant job here. He's been part of a Holton though. And here's Azevedo. As Holton pits in. Let's see where he comes out. Try is the car. Coming down the straight. And I see that Shry is coming ahead. Just about. Coming ahead of Tool though. But there we go. Mendelssohn right on the tail of Guevara here. This is his best chance yet now. On lap 20. After 57. But he's gonna pit in anyways. Oh well, may as well just get rid of a little bit of his rhythm. Try and put in a bit of a gap in him. Hopefully blitz it. Oh, they're both pitting in. Oh, I thought that, so they're both pitting in the same lap here. Oh, that was very important then. Not only he's passed him for position, he's definitely now ensured he's gonna have track position. Now, where is he gonna come out in relation to most of the rest of the guys in the field? And where's he gonna come out in relation to Azevedo? 19 meters of field, very light. Something's happened to somebody. Castillo's got a water leak. So I check out what happened to Travers, and there's Castillo with an engine blowout. Smoke blowing from his car. Because Travers comes out ahead of his teammate. He's gonna try and move down the inside Durant, and Ramirez goes around the outside as Castillo spins around. Ramirez tries around the outside of Travers. Doesn't work at all in his favor though. And Castillo is out of the race of the engine blowout here. That's tragic. Very, very tragic. But look who's in P5 and looking extremely fast. And that is Mendelssohn. He was down all the way in what? P14, maybe P12, that was something like that. Now he's up to a net P3. And Travers cannot get past that Toro Rosso. He's not doing a very good job of it, that's for sure. But Lackinen is definitely going to come on the lead now. In the Ferrari. Very short field stop. And should obviously come out first place. Quincy is also in the pit lane. There he goes. Wonder where Quincy's gonna come on all this. I can't watch Quincy for whatever reason. I don't know why. There he is. Comes up behind Gervais. But he's in P8. And just trying P9. It's gonna be interesting to see his pace compared to those guys, because he's gonna be very quick in this thing. We've got a different order now. So, is a Ferrari 1-2, Lackinen ahead of Azevedo, Mendelssohn in third place, then we got Guevara on P4. In P5 we've got Travers, our championship leader. P6 is Ramirez trying to push him and get past him, but at the moment, as long as he keeps behind him, I think he could overcut him here. Gervais 7th, then Quincy 8th, and there's Schreier in P9. It's not looking as bad as I thought it was. The fact that he's even had to make an extra pit stop and still is this close says a lot. Ishikawa in P11. Holton's having a pretty good race actually. His pace seems pretty strong. There's Rosales. And there's Barker. He's having them absolutely well. He's having it looking good, and then just completely did a flip for 180, and look at him now. Mendelssohn says the fastest lap of the race at 36.2. But I'm going to assume Lackinen could probably match that. two Toronto drivers playing it very close with one another. He ran right in the back of his teammate, but can't find a way past him. Moved down in 14th and 15th. But let's go with Mendelssohn. He's in third place. And he's round the tail of the second Ferrari driver of as a V2. Don't think get him this lap. You could get him maybe on the next lap. If he gets close enough, of course. But he's definitely closing in. But obviously, I mean, you know, it's the closest he's got. Unfortunately, the dirty air, the amount he was closing in before has shrinked substantially because he's got into that Ferrari. But I think the maximum he could do is second place, hoping that something happens to Lacken, who's in control of this Grand Prix, driving like I thought he would have done many years ago. But he's finally showing himself up to be quite a contender, and now he's the #1 driver and confirmed to be #1 driver in Ferrari. With Berg's departure of the team due to political reasons we will not get into, he's finally shown himself to be an amazing team leader, and with his teammate doing an incredible job in second place. We're on board with Mendelssohn here. He's getting closer to that Ferrari. Rivera doing a quiet race, brilliantly up in P4. And doing exactly what he needs to do when the other team leader tool is having a bad day. Unfortunately, he was hit at the start and through no fault of his own as well. So fortunately for Tool, he will. I mean, unfortunately for Williams, as Mendelssohn sends it down the inside there in the last corner. There, I was not expecting him to make that move now at this stage of this Grand Prix. Lackinen has defended the place, so obviously he's not going to make it easy for him. And let's watch from right behind that Ferrari. You see the Marlboro sponsor, and the very quick and flying Dutchman right behind him. He goes defensive. Feels like he has to go defensive here. And Mendelssohn is much closer this time compared to how he was last lap, into his favorite overtaker spot. Down the straight into the last corner. All contact, and as a V2 spun halfway round. Fortunately, he's able to recover there, but there was contact there, and now they still have to decide whether that's a penalty or not. But this would have cost Azevedo third place here because Rivera is wheel to wheel with the Ferrari driver, and Azevedo is going to be down to P4 with contact with Mendelssohn, who seems to be making all the overtakes to the last corner. And unfortunately, he's done it one too many, and that is definitely his fault. He went for the move. He's even lucky he doesn't have damage from that. Azevedo obviously defending very hard, but that's his fault. He understood it into him. I mean, you know, it was kind of inevitable the way he was going for this move. And verdict with Barker's incident here. going to be a 10-second penalty for Barker with careless driving. And I'm going to say this could very well be a 5-second pen. Mendelssohn is out of this Grand Prix with the mechanical issues, the suspension, and Toyota have not sorted out their issues. There's going to be 2 retirements in a row for Mendelssohn in a year where Toyota have the car, have the driver, and they're letting him down massively, and it happens to be the wrong driver who just keeps having these issues. No offense to Travers, but Mendelssohn's the one who's doing all the winning. And unfortunately, I mean, let's be real. And once again, the car has let him down once again. He's out of yet another race. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about Mendelssohn. I'd be absolutely furious at that. To be out of another Grand Prix. But it simply has been big. I mean, let's not jinx it here for Travers, but he's not had a single problem in terms of reliability. So, I mean, Mendelssohn has a 5-second penalty. This is going to be added on to the next race. This guy couldn't get more unluckier. Obviously, this incident was his own fault, but my words. I mean, that you may as well say that's basically killed the championship. As Barker has been hit on the side, and Tours lost his throwing once again. I mean, talk about having a disastrous Grand Prix. And Barker's having a disastrous season as well. I mean, he spun around there in the last corner. I mean, he doesn't care anymore. And you could blame him. And yeah, poor Mendelssohn. He's out of yet another race. And wow, what does this say about this season? And Guevara is currently in second place. Look at him go. Absolutely phenomenal stuff here. He's ahead of Azevedo, then you got Travis in P4, Ramirez in 5th. Gervais in P6. Great job from Gervais. Then you got Quincy. He's doing an incredible job. And honestly, I'm pretty confident as long as the car hangs on, he could get Spiker's first point. Ever. I mean, that is basically driver of the year. That start from Quincy has basically made his race. It's been a chaotic Grand Prix, hasn't it? And the last few seasons of this track hasn't been very entertaining. But this race is definitely delivering. See Barker, he tries down the inside to Nelly. He commits. And he spins. And unfortunately, Tool hits the side of him. And Barker goes on to continue his race. But I mean, this race is basically over at this point. Shame, because his pace is pretty strong. That's the saddest part about it. That's literally the saddest part about it. And this is a big day for Lacken. You know, both of his title rivals we predicted coming to this season, Barker and Mendelssohn. But one just has a car that just doesn't finish for him, and the other one is just accident prone. I mean, he keeps crashing. That's literally the problem. I don't know what's going on with Barker. This has definitely been his worst season I've ever seen from Barker. I've never seen him in this type of form. I don't know, is there anything going in his personal life? Well, he's just not in it right now. He's just complacent now because Burger's gone or something. Because this is not like him. He is driving. I've never seen him drive so erratically. I mean, he's gonna have a stern talking to here with Ron Dennis, that's for sure. But we'll see what happens here. But he's not driving the way you'd expect from the two-time world champion, a driver who absolutely dominated 2006. And he's already had 2 pole positions this season. It's not like he's slow or anything. He's been very quick. I mean, he took astounding pole position yesterday. And yet today, he's been involved in 2 accidents now. Down in 16th place. I mean, definitely has no motivation to continue this race. But, you know, he's trying at least. But all I'm going to say is Lacken is going to be the man to beat. I don't think Travis has the pace. He may have the consistency, he doesn't have the pace. Lachlan is going to be the man to beat this year. The Ferrari is quick. Definitely the second fastest car, maybe even the fastest car right now. Just due to the fact that they pulled those updates, engine updates, and they got much higher top speed in that car. Trimmed out rear wing, and this is why let me do discontinuing the streak of podiums this season. As a video, even despite that spin, he could still get second place today. Well, actually, maybe not, because Guevara is actually quite heavy. As Lakin is going to pit at the end of this lap, and he's got such a massive lead. It's pretty untouchable right now. And here's Quincy in 7th place, driving so well today. Gotta just applaud. What's the job he's doing in that car? What is Ishikawa doing in P9? And why is now still behind him? Honestly, I don't even know what's going on this race. Guevara leads this Grand Prix now. In the Williams. Quincy will pitch in at the end of this lap. As the pit stop come about again, as if you do. The pit window is open. As if you just gonna pit in this lap. You got a few of the back teams pitting in. Yamaha, 15th. Finelli. And Ferrero, unfortunately, he caused the instant lap one. That was his own doing. Yes, that's the video pitching in. Wonder when he's gonna come out. That's Quincy. Yeah, he's gonna come out and clear. If Quincy come ahead now, so he's definitely not coming out ahead of Ishikawa. Seems so. It's gonna come on clear air. Nice track position to be at. Now he's just gonna push hard with these fresh tires. See what he could do. Head up the Toro Rosso actually, he's not even in the Red Bull. Head up to the French driver Durant. And here's Ryan P6. Drivers will pit at the end of this lap, so will Gervais. So will Ishikawa. See if Ramirez could get the overcut done on that. On the Travis. As lacking in laps, the Honda driver Ferreira. There's Schreier. He could get the overcut himself. He's closing in on those guys. And he should come out ahead in those positions. Let's go for Ramirez. Yeah, the tires are completely gone. And he pits in to see if he comes ahead of Chavez. Eight point 1 second stop. I think Travis is gonna come ahead. It's pretty close though. They have fresher tires. And there's Gervais. And there's Quincy. I don't know why this track is so empty. That's really trying his best to undercut Rivera. Already he's going 3 times quicker on the previous lap. He's trying to go quicker than that. Got some close battles going on here. The two French drivers going wheel to wheel. Like Rivera had a slow stop on the rear tire. We called that last second 10.1 second stop. This may have cost him second position on track. Whereas Azevedo. Azevedo's wheel to wheel. That has definitely cost him. Azevedo is now up into second position. And he's going to have to steal it back from him on the racing circuit. But where is Schreier going to come out? I think he's going to come on P7. He's going to come ahead of Quincy. Full position. So unfortunately for Quincy, he's going to be down in 8th. But I think that is more than good enough. I'm sure the team just wants 1 point. And they're just going to play the car. It's going to make it to the end of the Grand Prix. I'm not sure he's going to have to make some overtakes though. They're not going to be easy cars to pass, but I'm sure he can do it with the fresher tyres he's got on. And Tool had to push his way through Durant there, and he's pits anyways, so that was just for pride. Jeez, Tool's race is just it's been a disaster. Let's see if Azevedo can hold off Tool. Or should I say Guerrero? Oh, I did jinx it, didn't I? This is the second Toyota retirement, and this time it's affected Traverse. Toyota need to sort out their reliability problems. This is a must, and they're definitely not ready for the championship. Colton is gonna sneak himself a point here. This race has been very tough on reliability for some teams, that's for sure. Flores Ramirez off to P4 now. Debate to P5, but he's got a quick stride right behind him. Now, this race is definitely being one for the books. I mean, this is gonna help Larkin a lot in this championship here. He's gonna have quite a comfortable lead here. His teammate's gonna be up there as well. Ferrari looking very strong. I mean, none of the title rivals, the teams, have done well today. Oh no, Quincy! No way! Oh my goodness me! You know what, man? I don't even know what to say, man. I really don't know what to say. Spiker has had the biggest opportunity of their life to get scores themselves some points, and this happens. Of all races, I'm not surprised. Bro, Ishikawa in the Super Aguri is going to be 8th place. Barker's going to probably take that away, though. I mean, after all that, Barker's getting a point is ridiculous, but oh, Quincy. He's done absolutely nothing wrong here. The reliability is starting to take place here today. He's starting to take big effects today. Marco could sneak himself a point. I guess first point of 2007. I mean, it definitely wasn't through skill, that's for sure. It was definitely through a lot of luck. Because he has had the worst race. Toyota, and I have to say, Quincy, this performance will definitely not be forgotten, even if it doesn't say that he scored a point. This is such a shame. I mean, his teammate, his pace has been he's a lap down. Whilst he was out there fighting these guys, I mean, just horrible luck. Horrible, horrible, horrible luck. Meanwhile, Shrai is closing in on the BMW driver Gervais, who absolutely dominated the 2005 Formula Junior Championship. His first season in BMW was very impressive, and again, he's doing all he can in that car. Which unfortunately doesn't seem to be quick enough. And he's doing the best he can. Gervais is right behind him, P6. Here's Barker, right in the tail of Niles. What a shame for Castile, man. He could have got himself a point. Because now Duncan doesn't have the pace today, unfortunately. And Ishikawa is driven exceptionally well today, I have to say. In fact, personally, Bagiri's have driven well today. Especially Ishikawa. Barker's going to be up to 9th, and I'm sure he can have take that position from Ishikawa pretty easily. Here's Parker passing Ishikawa for P8. And fortunately for Ishikawa, driven exceptionally well today. P9. It will carry Super Grid definitely above Sea of Spiker. And that point, those points, so crucial for Spiker. Unfortunately for them, now they're going to end up with 0 points. Sparker is going to get himself his first points of 2007. How insane is that? Try side by side debate down into turn one and Shy's up into fifth place. I think he's run out of time to get past Ramirez though, but he's up into fifth place. It's the final lap of the Bahrain Grand Prix, and here's Barker finishing off what has been a dominant display ever since he's taken the lead of this Grand Prix. 36 seconds ahead of his teammate. What an absolutely incredible drive from the Finnish driver. Taking the mantle from his teammate, and it seems like he's become a much more complete and more competent and much more consistent driver than he was previously. And sometimes we have the off race. Sometimes he'll just disappear. But I think this season he's been a lot more consistent, and things definitely has been going his way. Ferrari have built a reliable car, a quick car, and definitely to his liking. And he's showing the talent that we all yearned for back in 2001 when he won that Brazilian Grand Prix in the West, so famously, one of the best races ever. And he's going to come across the line to win the 2007 Brazilian Bahrain Grand Prix in front of the crowds. Hot sunny weather, and unfortunately I messed up the lines a little bit there, but nevertheless he's the winner of this Grand Prix. And with that, definitely takes the championship leads. Well, I like to see. I think as if might actually be leading this championship. We'll see in a moment. Well, we'll see in the website. If you go to the website, Azevedo is going to finish the second place. He's going to finish just ahead. He's kept Guevara and Bay. A 1-2 finish for Ferrari. Ramirez continuing his absolutely incredible season. I mean, in the car that definitely does not deserve to be in the top 5 so consistently. P4. Once again, when there's been collisions, he's always there to pick up the points. And he's going to finish 4th today. The Shry will finish in P5. Jerry will finish in a brilliant P6. But obviously, hoping more than this. Holton finally take his first points of 2007. Hasn't been his best season, but at least he gets some points off the mark, and hopefully this improves his confidence from now to the end of the year. Barker will finish in 8th place, despite all of that, to be the last man driving to the line. Most a disappointing race has been for him, but it's Lachlan who's triumphing at Bahrain. Here are the race results. So, it's a Ferrari 1-2. Lachlan wins ahead of Azevedo, Guevara in 3rd place. Ramirez 4th. Schreier covers the 5th. Gervais, again, does what he needs to do. P6. Holton 7th. Scores, both two drivers scoring the first points of the Ishikawa. Brilliant. P9. And here's the rest of the finishers. And a double Toyota retirement. I mean, I think at this point, call the white flag. This championship for Toyota is not looking good for them. It really isn't. And unfortunately, I have to say, it's gonna be bleak now looking forward to them. Even if they sort their reliability issues out, the other teams are only gonna get stronger from here on in. And then another year where they don't take advantage of the car they have. Mendelssohn set the fast up today, 36-0. Wasted opportunity. Wasted opportunity. I'd like to say thank you to everybody who's watched this Grand Prix. And we'll see you next week for the Spanish Grand Prix, round 4 of the 2007 season.